Hello, everyone. Thank you for taking your time out in Saturday evening for a session on 3-year BA Legal Studies program. My name is Senthil Kumar. I'm going to be the host for the session. I work as a senior director at UPS on an institutional partnership is my portfolio. Before joining UPS, I had an opportunity to promote legal education awareness in India, partnering with several national law schools in the country. I also had an opportunity to mandate the first 3 All India bar examination in the country, worked closely with Ministry of Law and Justice and Bar Council. Today, I have Dr. Vijay Singh, Dean, School of Law, UPS. Vijay, could you quickly give your introduction before we start the session? Over to you, Vijay.
Thank you, Senthil, for giving an opportunity to be part of this particular webinar. And I always get excited when I am amongst the students and particularly the future students who are trying to understand as to what holds in their future and they want some guidance. And it is always a pleasure to be amongst them and guide them on certain aspects. Let me give you my brief intro. I am a student of law, I must say, and we all say, in law, the learning never ends and you keep learning every day and day out. At present, with the responsibility of Dean School of Law, heading it as a professor, my area of specialization happens to be business and corporate. That is the area which I work on primarily. But a law student has to, read and learn about every law. That is what is the profile of a law student. I had a brief stint of working with the Indian Institute of Corporate Affairs and as well as the Competition Commission of India, with a small amount of time which I spent with Hidayatullah National Law University and with the High Courts in Nagpur. So that is what is my brief background, and I think we can begin the discussion. Thank you.
Thanks, Vijay, for sharing your expertise and the area which you covered so far in the journey as well. Students and parents, this is one of the very important session we are having post your examination on major examination you have taken so far, and you need to make a comprehensive decision on choosing the right set of program. I always remember people saying that a successful legal profession have 2 major skills. One, across the area of practice, if you talk about litigation, judiciary, law firm, corporate, academia, everywhere you should use this skill. One is application. So you need to know how to apply a law. Before that, you need to know how to interpret a law. If you have these 2 skills, I'm sure that you're going to gel across every single sector you choose as your career, as your passion, you're going to be successful. Before we get to this session, I have few recommendations. In the panel, you can see a Q&A section. Make sure all your queries are being typed in there. We would be very happy to take those questions. We have some of the questions from the audience who's been pre-listed. I'm going to ask those questions to Vijay. But apart from that, if you feel that these are my questions, please feel free to type in. We would definitely like to answer your questions here. In case we are not able to handle in live session, we will be definitely writing to you. Apart from me and Vijay, we have our counselors who will be responding to you on the chat. So please use your Q&A and chat very actively so that we can clear your queries and confusion, whatever you have regarding the program or the law school in general. Before I get to the session, let me give a brief introduction about School of Law at UPS. School of Law at UPS was established in the year 2007 with a focus on energy specialization in legal studies. But today, if I talk about, UPS offers more than 13 specialization across various streams, right from BA LLB, BBA LLB, BCom LLB, and BTech LLB. Now we have 3-year, that is postgraduate program, then a BA Legal Studies program. In a master level, we have an LLM program as well. If I talk about ranking, we are a top law school by Forbes list in 2020, ranked among top 10 private law school in the country. This is by India Today ranking best law school in the country 2021. We have unique partnership with the University of Law UK, which facilitates our law school to have a faculty and student exchange program, online modules, research collaboration, and even joint and collaborative seminars we can do with them. So that's the collaboration, which is a very prestigious institution. If I talk about industry alliances, UPS is always known for industry alliances. UPS has a tie-up with Surana and Surana international attorneys. If I talk about recruiters, UPS Law School has been among the top choice for recruiters to come in. We have every year coming in recruiters coming in from PwC, L&T, J Saga, Surana and Surana, of course, and several international law firms as well. If I talk about our advisory panel, we have people, eminent people across the spectrum. Justice Swatantra Kumar, a former Supreme Court judge and chairman for National Green Tribunal, is in the panel of advisory. Mr. Dharmendra Kumar, we have Mr. Bhushan Gokhale, the Chief Counsel and Head for Public Affairs in India for Eaton Technologies Private Limited. We have Ms. Poonam Verma, partner Jai Sagar. We have Rajat Jeriwal, partner Ketan. And we have Anurag Batra, chairman of Business World as well. I'm so happy and proud to share that School of Law students are setting bar high. So recently, many of our students have become judges across their respective judiciary locations as well. So I'm very happy to announce that UPS is making a deep impact in the judiciary as well. Let's get to the core objective of today's discussion point. Vijay, I would like to start you to share this information on this new program which we started, BA Legal Studies, which is getting tremendous response from aspirants, but still they have few queries which we would be jointly helping to sort them today. My first question to you, Dr. Vijay, what is legal studies and what the program lead to? Please share us more insight on this.
Thank you, Senthil, for giving a very nice introduction about law school. And I'm proud to be associated with the law school, which is making high strides as far as the legal world is concerned. And we all are looking forward to it. Is all efforts of our students, I must say. At the end of the day, this is the body of the students who take this particular institution forward. And definitely, yes, we are providing a platform wherein students excel not only in academics, but an overall development. This is what is our focus. Coming back to the discussion which we are having today, and you appropriately said, this is a new program, and students, parents have a lot of questions as to what this BA Legal Studies is all about. Now, I would like to draw your attention that this is not a new thing which is happening, because if you would recollect, CBSE in the year 2014-15 came up with the legal studies elective for the 12th students, class 11th and 12th. There is a subject called legal studies. An objective and idea for introducing that particular subject at the level of school was to help students form an opinion or form an understanding about this subject, because it is felt that each citizen of the country should know about law and policies, because you must be hearing about a lot of happenings around is related to one law or the other. Right now, we are having the parliament session, and there is a lot of din in the parliament happening. That is also on the basis of certain laws or non-compliance of laws or compliance of laws. So each citizen of the country is being affected by the law and legal policies. Now, one may say that whether you have to become a lawyer to understand all these, that is a one question which CBSE answered, and it said that no, you can learn legal studies even without becoming a lawyer. So as a career choice, one may think that yes, I want to become a lawyer, or one may say that no, I want to understand what this is, and that helps that particular person to move ahead into different pathways of the career. Now, let me explain what this particular course is all about, or this program is all about. This program is a 3-year program, and let me share a screen so that I'm able to explain it better. So you are able to see this. This is a 3-year program, and this is a degree which will be awarded to the students, will be Bachelor of Arts, Honors in Legal Studies. So it is a BA degree which will be provided to the students. After, there is an iShare report which says that there are about 19.5 million students who do BA in the country. And, they do it in the traditional subjects. Either it is history, sociology, political science. These are the subjects. Now, legal studies is something which is thought that is having a lot of potential in terms of employment, in terms of, having a career choice. And that is why this program is introduced. And this is a program which doesn't require a bar council approval, because the student who pass out from this program are not destined to practice in the courts of law. However, I will tell you the pathway that how they can do it. But the idea behind this particular program is that you get a graduation degree with legal studies in mind. So objective and idea of this program is to help you frame and structure your mind towards the debates, towards the questions which are being asked into the different areas of law. So as you can see the curriculum, it is a 6-semester program, and the subjects which we cover in this is logic and reasoning. So I believe that goes to the core of it. So either it is a lawyer or it is a common man. I believe logic and reasoning is the foremost thing which everybody must have. Same is, we will expose the student to world legal system. We will tell about legal history of India. The subject on political legal thought, examines the political legal situation, and it hones the person towards a lot of areas, and the thought process is built towards that. So maybe a student thinks that, yes, tomorrow I want to become a journalist, and make up a mind. So these subjects are introduced and brought up in such a way that the students have a general understanding of these particular subjects, and they can make a decision for themselves that which area they want to. Because every year, the germination of this particular program stems from a question, because 5-year LLB program doesn't provide a lateral exit. And, somebody has to spend the whole 5-year to earn a degree. However, we have witnessed in our experience that there are a lot of students who join 5-year program and then they want to exit in between. Probably they want to appear for civil services, they want to do something else after their graduation. And this particular program is particularly for those students who wants to do graduation, but want to do graduation from a good institution on a good graduation degree with proper electives and proper subjects. Now, if you will look at this particular curriculum has some special electives, and there are workshop electives, and there are minor electives. And they will have an option to choose from different baskets as to what would be the special elective. Like, say, for example, there is some students are interested in doing something internationally, right? Either they want to join UN organization, or maybe they want to join WTO, or maybe likes, right? So in an international fora, if they want to do it, probably they will choose basket 1 when they study humanitarian and refugee law, maybe private international law, and WTO and law that exposes to them that particular kind of a thing. Maybe there are students who don't want to become a lawyer, but they want to become entrepreneur. Now, entrepreneur's journey starts with understanding what exactly the entrepreneurship is. And this basket exposes them to MSME law and startups and e-governance as to how this works. Similarly, some people may think that, yes, I don't want to become a lawyer, but I want to become a tax practitioner. Maybe I just want to have a firm which takes care of the tax filing of people. And that is where this direct tax, indirect tax, and GST basket will help the students. Now, we all are living in social world, right? And social media is prevalent everywhere. And there is a lot of questions around cyber crimes, cyber law. And this basket helps students understand cybercrime, electronic contracts, AI, and big data. And this will help the students further to shape up their mind that which area, say, for example, they want to go to cybersecurity area, this is the basket which helps them in a better way. Similarly, on the workshop side, if you will look at, we have got workshops in the company law practice, banking law practice, direct tax practice. So you will see the orientation of this 3-year program is towards uh, focused employment generation. If someone wants to enter into this particular field, someone wants to appear for bank PO examination, probably they can do with this. We get a lot of students in a 5-year program who wants to complete their company secretary. Now, 5-year program is a quite rigorous program. And with that, doing a company secretary becomes too heavy. Probably BA Legal Studies is the answer if someone wants to simultaneously pursue CS and CA. So I believe this is the program for each and every one students. I am addressing the 19.5 million students who are opting for BA can look for this particular program. And there are minor electives also, which they not only can do it from School of Law, but other schools of UPS, which I will address when you pose me the next question. So this is what is a brief understanding about the subject and the program. At the end of the program, the student would be getting a BA Honors Legal Studies degree from a reputed institution of the country.
Thanks, Vijay. I'm sure it's a very well-structured program to create basics, foundation, then specialization to build on. I am super excited to see the program is structured in a very formative way in taking the shape of their career. My next question is, Vijay, so what should candidate look for when they're choosing a BA Legal Studies program? So what I can look for actually in the program?
Well, that's a good question. So as I pointed out in the program, when you start with, basically we will be having the subjects, as I mentioned. It will start with lighter subjects, and then you will be having electives, wherein there is a workshop elective, there is a special elective, then there is a minors. In terms of minors, I would like to specifically emphasize that the minors could be taken from any of the schools which is there in our university. So it is a multidisciplinary university, and the national education policy drives that particular thought that students would be able to curate their own degree for themselves, and they would decide which subject to study and which subject not to study. So this option is provided through this particular course, wherein the students can have exploratory courses from the range which is provided by our schools. And I must tell you, we have got engineering, we have got computer science, health sciences, School of Modern Media, School of Business, Design. So all these options would be available to the students to choose the minor from. So it will be kind of a curated minor which they can opt for this particular program. Other than that, I believe what the students should look for, because see, BA would be offered at all places and all colleges. But what they should look for is a user experience which they will have in the uniquely placed institution called UPS. We are situated in the serene of Himalayas and surrounded by a very good environment. And I believe whenever students choose for an institution, they choose the holistic thing. They look for everything in and around. Either you talk about the reputation of the institutions, you talk about the surroundings, you talk about the safe environment, and whether the institution provides the all-round development or not, and whether you will have the flexibility and will be able to design your courses, what kind of a support you will get, either throughout the program, you say, or at the time of the placement, you say. So all this cumulatively, I believe it's an excellent course for the students to look for.
Thanks, Vijay. I completely agree to you to the core. The multidisciplinary is the need of the hour. So if I need to become a lawyer being omnipresent, the way we breathe in, the law governs in, the way we drink water, the law governs in, and constitution, the way it's been structured, law has been everywhere. So one has to have the awareness to a greater level. So my next question will be, so who is the program really for? And also throw us some light on how will be the industry will look at this program.
That's a good question, Senthil. So let me, quote NEP here. And if I look at the NEP's vision, that is National Education Policy, and we are celebrating 1 year of National Education Policy now. It specifically says in para 17.4 that the societal challenges that India need to address today, such as the access for all its citizens to clean drinking water and sanitation, quality education and healthcare, improved transportation, air quality, energy, and infrastructure, will require the implementation of the approaches and solutions that are not only informed by top-notch science and technology, but are also rooted in the deep understanding of the social sciences and humanities and the various social, cultural, environmental dimensions of the nation. Facing and addressing these challenges will require high-quality interdisciplinary research across fields that must be done in India and cannot simply be imported. The ability to conduct one's own research also enables a country to much more easily import and adopt relevant research from abroad. Other than that, large multidisciplinary universities and colleges will facilitate the move towards high quality, holistic, and multidisciplinary education. Idea towards it is that each stakeholder, so till now, if you will look at the education scenario or education sector, we are talking about BA, but nobody cares about the BA degree, right? So here we are trying to make up or fill that particular space, and you must be witnessing that now it is the degree which is being given, either it is BA Legal Studies, or you are talking about other degrees which we offer. Particularly looking at this, liberal arts as a stream in higher education is gaining importance, and the students are now curating their undergraduate program, integrating different options. And this is one of the options available to the students, and that is what is the beauty of this particular program. So after a person does BA Legal Studies, probably the person has a lot of options or a lot of pathways open for them. Either it is the banking sector, either you are talking about research, you are talking about journalism, management, social work, library, operations, NGO. There are plenty. You name it, and you are able to go into that particular field. Even law. So after your 3 years BA Legal Studies, if you feel that no, you have got sufficient liking and you would like to continue with the profession and wants to become a lawyer, you have to do a 3-year LLB program, which enables you to again become a lawyer. And that is the decision you can take.
Thanks, Vijay, and very well said on creating a pathway for getting into the core through this BA Legal Studies can be a wonderful foundation program. So if I need to ask you 3 salient benefits of BA Legal Studies, what would be that, Vijay?
So if I have to say 3 salient features of BA Legal Studies is that, first one is it provides you flexibility. So you don't get stuck up for 5 years. You have an exit mechanism in between. So after 3 years, you get a graduation degree and you can choose about your career or path thereafter, right? So you want to appear for UPSC, you want to go for any other examinations, you want to go to any other sector for employment, probably this is the course you should do, right? This is one. Second, you want to go for a user experience, you want to complete a degree from a good institution. That is something which is there in store as far as BA Legal Studies is concerned. Third, it also opens up an opportunity for you as paralegal. So paralegal is something which is a huge opportunity coming up in the country. We are looking for, and often you must be hearing that the Chief Justice has also pointed out recently about dispute resolution. Now, all dispute resolution will not be done by lawyers. Now we are talking about alternate dispute resolution. And alternate dispute resolution doesn't require lawyers to settle dispute. These are mediators, these are arbitrators. And for becoming an arbitrator and mediator, you don't require a law degree. You can become by learning the skills of solving disputes between people. So probably that is where we are heading. And I believe this degree provides you that particular opportunity or scope, which is there without investing 2 additional years, which you do in LLB. Unless you are decided to do, legal profession, get a law degree, you are welcome. That is an additional thing. But right now we are talking about BA Legal Studies. Yeah.
Dr. Vijay, then also share about the opportunities of possible after the course, primarily in the higher education side or career-wise. Even if I need to understand what are the job roles a student will get after doing a BA Legal Studies program.
So see, BA Legal Studies, I must tell you that what is basically happening is that you have to look at the core course outcomes. So I can speak about UPS. At UPS, we focus on the KSA framework. So we basically say knowledge, skills, and attitude. So our focus is much on skills and attitude of the student, developing that. So we are creating lifelong learners. After this particular program, I believe there are multiple pathways which are open for the students. The student can opt for competitive examinations. They can go for UPSC. They can apply at different firms for being employed as paralegals, or they can go for regular job which anybody goes after BA with an additional edge, because the legal studies students would be preferred because they have had more exposure in terms of understanding of the laws and legal principles. Just imagine a situation, there is a plain BA and there is a BA with legal studies, and they both go in a mall for getting an employment, maybe a small manager. Who would be preferred? Definitely a person who has a better understanding of laws and policy around, right? So he can manage other things as well. Now we are living in the age of multitasking. So skillful people will be preferred over non-skilled people. So a plain BA and a BA with legal studies will have a lot of difference. So that is what this course will entail. Other than that, the person will be qualified to go for the higher studies. Either you talk about MA Public Administration, you talk about MBA, or you talk about going for law degree itself. So these will be the opportunities and options available to the students.
Thanks, Dr. Vijay. I think once a student has a fair amount of understanding on legal research, analysis, and writing, their options will be wide open. So as I get from your few pointers, I'm thinking opportunities related to law and allied field like paralegal or even legal assistant. Even I think a lot of people who prefer policy professionals from a person who has fair amount of understanding in BA legal studies. Thanks for sharing these insights. I think there's going to be a great point for students and parents who would be considering this program as one of their preferred choice. So let me ask you one more question. So how could BA Legal Studies support student transition to a new career? So how programs support?
Thank you for that particular question, Senthil. And when you are saying supporting the new career, I believe you in fact touched upon 2-3 points. We are talking about building skills and attribute, right? So our focus of the program in BA Legal Studies is basically to building that particular skills and attitude of the student. So what we are going to teach here, what we are going to implement and explain to the students and expose them to is a good communication skills and writing skills, making them familiar with drafting skills.
Yeah,
that is what there are workshops which we are doing. There is a question in the Q&A section about arbitration. Yes, that is also available as the part of, we are not exactly teaching arbitration, but dispute resolution. Probably as an add-on, you can take an arbitration course and then you can move forward as an arbitrator in the respective field. I will tell you, arbitrators, as an arbitrator, you can work only after gaining some amount of experience. But to begin with, you have to choose a field and then start working. So when I say that what kind of a career opportunities you will have, these will be the career opportunities. And at UPS, there is another thing which is happening is we are having an excellent framework that is called ABLE framework, and that is Academic Blueprint blueprint for learning excellence. And this framework basically allows the students, as I said, to curate your own subjects, and you can look for minors. So it may happen that while you are studying BA Legal Studies, and then you find some opportunity in the design space, probably you would like to go into that, or maybe you want or you get some space in the journalism space. So you would like to explore the opportunities available in School of Modern Media. So these are the possibilities which can happen with this particular course. So I believe this is a new program, and that is why there are a lot of questions which students have. But one thing is very clear, that if you are undecided at this point in time that you don't want to do a 5-year program, or you are doing a plain BA or a BCom, you can have this and consider this as another option which is available to you with excellent opportunities.
Okay. Thanks, Dr. Vijay, for bringing in those insights. I think this is the apt question for a Dean of Law School. So I could completely relate you to asking this question. So how is UPS best suited for this program? And what makes a learning at UPS so special? This is one of the questions from our audience as well.
Okay, I think UPS itself is unique, and when someone you will not realize this when you touch the ground of UPS, you will automatically fall in love with it. This is what happens, and there are plenty of things which is unique about UPS. This is one of the renowned universities across in India, and has gained its reputation because of its core values and philosophy of trust, innovation, inclusivity, and passion and innovation, driving innovation. These are the things which we cherish, and it is a growing organization which helps students shape their career. And we are proud that students are at the core of our philosophy, their aspirations, their development. There are plenty of things which is unique about UPS, and I must tell here about UPS School of Law. So there is an excellent advisory board which keeps on guiding us on different dimensions of the law school. Apart from it, we have got an excellent curriculum design, and this curriculum is not only designed by the academicians here, but even we bring the industry into the room and try to understand as to what is their perspective. Like this particular program, we rolled it out to our board of studies, and they had excellent reviews about it. They said that, yes, this is a program which will be liked by students, and probably they would like to venture out in this area if they are undecided for doing their 5-year program. This is one unique thing with us. Our student body is unique. They come from all over India, and they are all excellent people. We provide a lot of opportunities for our students in extracurricular sports and all development activities which we do for our students. I think that is also very unique. Here we develop students not only in the classroom but outside the classroom. Leadership capabilities of the students develop by way of engaging into different committees which they man themselves as conveners, co-conveners. Recently, I was part of the interview of the conveners of our Moot Court Association, ADR Association, and other associations. Such amount of energy with the students are presenting their vision. So this time we had a vision presentation by the conveners, prospective conveners, and we wanted to select. It is such a wonderful experience I had with them. And the university spends a lot on library, they spends a lot on infrastructure. World-class infrastructure is provided to the students. And I believe this is something which is unique. We are agile as an institution. So this we saw at the time of COVID. It took us only a week to ramp up our activities and provide all kinds of services to our students within a week. Either it may be the online library, the host of resources which are available, or you talk about the tutors and the training of the tutors in an online environment, and international collaboration, as I mentioned. So we have a collaboration with the University of Law. This semester, there are 3 or 4 subjects which are being taught in a co-teaching mode with the ULaw faculty. So we are giving an international exposure back at home And national education policies says that bring international at home. So we are doing, in fact, that particular thing with our law school. And I believe these are the unique features for joining UPS. And I must say that these are sufficient enough to somebody to make a decision, right?
Sure, Dr. Vijay. And it's a perfect blend of academics plus holistic development. And I would also like to share the way School for Life is also blended in the way of the student imparting their courses and training programs inside the classroom as well as the outside the classroom as well. Very well said, Dr. Vijay. I have one more question. I think this is one of the most sorted question most of the people want to ask you. Can I practice law after BA Legal Studies? So that's one of the question I could see in the chat box.
Okay, so I should answer this question yes and no. Yes, if you want to further pursue 3-year LLB degree, so you can practice.
Yes.
But immediately after getting BA Legal Studies, you cannot practice because Bar Council requires a professional degree. And as I said in the beginning of the address, that BA Legal Studies is a BA with an option in legal studies. This is not a Bar Council approved program. And this is an option for you to branch out into an area which is just like BA, but with an additional input and with an uniqueness in a new honors that is called legal studies. However, this also orients you towards LLB program. So I am a 3-year LLB, and most of my generation and the people are 3-year LLB because that was the program which was available before. 5-year program is a focused program. So if you are having a focus that yes, you want to become a lawyer, go for our 5-year program. If you are not focused and you want to explore a graduation degree, go for BA Legal Studies. This is what I would say.
There is a follow-up question as well. So
Yeah.
there was one more question. Should I need to have law as my specialization in class 11th and 12th for taking this program? So they are asking, trying to know the prerequisite knowledge of law. Is it important to take
it? It is not necessary. Prerequisite is only 12th.
Okay.
So we will teach you everything. Whatever you have missed in 12th, that is also to be taught by us. We will teach.
So students and parents, irrespective of any of your streams, you are from science, commerce, arts, or humanities, you can still pursue BA Legal Studies without any hesitation or doubt. That is what Dr. Vijay was stressing here. It doesn't need any prerequisite knowledge. So you can have a fair bit of interest and your passion to study this program. Rest everything is taken care by the faculties here. There is one more question. Students want to know what are the unique insight and skills the candidates will gain by studying BA Legal Studies?
That's a good question, Senthil. And I must tell you that I have seen transformation in students in the 5 years of the law school journey which they get. When they come at 12th, you know, we have timid child, the child who is very closed, you know, they don't open up. There are percentage of student we get in this category. However, generally we will have outspoken students coming in law school and having good flair of writing and speaking. But the students who belong to that particular group who are not that opening up, they are introvert and this, I have seen transformation happening in them because of the program. Why? Because the program entails you to do that. You have to compulsorily go for presentations. You have to write projects. You have to speak in the moot court. And this basically allows you to open up and you know, speak in public platforms, gain that particular confidence and open up your own enterprise even. So we are having a lot of entrepreneurs, legal entrepreneurs coming up recently, and they are working in NGOs, they are helping the society. And I'm very proud of them. Our students doing wonders in different areas, not only one area, but in all walks of life. And I believe this kind of an confidence is generated only when you know the legal system to the core, the society to the core, understand the political legal system, how it operates. And these are the things which are taught in BA Legal Studies. Probably that is going to help you form up, shape up as great citizens who can put their points with logic and with clarity so that the authorities understand, everybody understands around you, including your employers, prospective employers.
Thanks, Vijay, for that wonderful insight. And I think that's the way the legal education and the purposes has to be very well aligned. So if a purpose is aligned, most of the things is completely
Yes.
sorted. So I could completely get that point. There is a follow-up question on that. So there is a question from a student: how to choose specialization in law at UPS? I think student have seen multiple specialization in our School of Law, so they would like to know how to choose specialization. And I see that most of the students and parents have this question.
Senthil, this I will tell you an interesting story on this. So what used to happen is every year, you know, that we do a lot of counseling sessions for our students, right? 12 students we do. In fact, we have a unique scheme at UPS wherein we do a lot of counseling for school students as well. So 11th and 12th, we reach out to them at the schools, tell them as to what should be their career choice, option, and help them shape up their career. That is one aspect. During those interactions, I noted that this question often comes, that how do we choose the specialization? What should be the specialization? And because of that reason only, we have actually deferred the taking of specialization from first semester to now 5th semester. That is the precise reason. So now you don't have to bother students about choosing the specialization. Once you join the law school, there are faculty members who will help you choose the specialization. Once you study, that is what we realized, that right now you are not having an understanding about this specialization. Once you study the basics, once you study for 2 semesters, you gain the knowledge, and thereafter you can take your own call that, yes, I want to go into this specialization. This has got more options, or this has got an option which I like, and then accordingly you can choose the option. So there is no best specialization as such. Every specialization is important. It depends that what are your aspirations, where you want to go, what is your goal. And that is why I say everybody that, you know, ask a first question to yourself, that what is your goal? Where do you want to go after 3 years or after 5 years? And that will answer the question of your specialization. Rather, moving around here and there about specialization, that which one is better. Because one specialization which may be better for Vijay may not work for Senthil, or which is better for Senthil may not work for Vijay. So it is unique to a person, and then accordingly you can have a look at it. As far as industry is concerned, how industry is performing, these are the reports which are available. If you are reading India Today or maybe other magazines, there are industry reports which are published, and you see that which are the areas which are working more. Corporate is every time working. The digital space is working nowadays. Health is working. Even I believe crimes have not reduced, and constitutional law questions are always there. Banking is working. So to me, all these specializations are working equally. But for you, it is for you to decide as to which specialization will work for you. And we have made the work easy now. As I said, you have to just decide that which non-law specialization you have to choose, either BA, BBA, BCom. In BA Legal Studies, we don't have that option. So there is only BA Legal Studies. So choose for that. That is what would be my answer.
Okay. So there is one question from a Q&A box, which I want to take it. So what can we become after taking this program?
Okay. I believe you can become anything, whatever you want. That is what I said just now, right? So nothing prevents. See, for becoming anything, you require a graduation degree. I believe if you want to become an IAS officer, it requires you to, give the UPSC, and for that minimum qualification is graduation. You want to appear for SSB, the minimum qualification is graduation. You want to go for a bank PO examination, minimum qualification is graduation. Now your question should be that why should I do BA Legal Studies? Because BA Legal Studies orients you towards logic, towards understanding of the basic laws, which will help you in all these particular careers. So whichever stream you go, BA Legal Studies will be helpful to you. So this is what I should say. This is a kind of a course which will have an opening in all kinds of pathways. Wherever you want to go, you will have the flexibility. So I must say that it is kind of a flexible degree for you. Wherever you want to go, you want to become a lawyer, do a 3-year program. If you want to go for UPSC, appear for UPSC examination. If you want to become an artist after graduation, join a painting course, maybe become an artist. Or after that, you want to become a tourist guide. No, nobody prevents you from doing an MBA tourism thereafter. So I believe this is what is the flexibility which is provided to the students. And I believe nowadays everybody wants flexibility, and this is an option which is provided to them, right?
Great. Great insight. Dr. Vijay, there's one more question. So how is this industry looking at BA Legal Studies as a program?
Now I must tell you very frankly here that this is a new program which we have started and it is working. And this is with the philosophical understanding from the industry, because we did a small pilot from the industry. And every industry requires certain people at the level of graduation, right? So you will see basic qualification for recruitment or employment at any place is graduation. With that, it starts, right? So this particular program helps you, as I said before, in understanding of the basics of law and policy, polity, society, and these people are preferred by the industry as what should I say, in the general stream, because there is a huge amount of job opportunity in the general stream, because every time we talk about specialization, but we are not focusing on the general stream in which there are a lot of opportunities and we need skillful people there. Do we not need skillful people in general stream? Yes, we need it. And that is what industry looks at. In terms of the success of the program, I would not like to boast anything here right now, because this is the first year of the program which we are starting with. But we are really hopeful, because I think this program is already running in few institutions in the country, and we are very hopeful for its successful venture.
There is another question from the chat box, Q&A box. So the student want to know how this set up precedence for 3-year LLB. So maybe they want to know about how this can set the base for joining a 3-year LLB program.
I think 3-year LLB program becomes a cakewalk after BA Legal Studies.
Okay.
So this is what is my understanding, because you are exposed to everything. So the level of discussion or level of interaction in 3-year LLB will be different altogether. Because when a 5-year program, when a student enters, we teach them contract 1 in immediately after their 12th. And probably that is what we have been witnessing, that 3-year LLB students are much stronger to begin with. I'm not doing any comparison. The visionaries who coined this 5-year program had something in their mind, and accordingly they framed this 5-year program. But 3-year program, because naturally the person is mature enough, when somebody joins a 3-year LLB program, they have already undergone the graduation piece, they have read the subjects, they know Indian polity, they have read constitution, everything they have done it. And then when they move into the subjects, probably their level of discussion is different than the level of discussion in the 5-year. So means I strongly believe, this is what is my personal belief, that 3-year program, when you do after doing your graduation, that makes you more stronger and understanding in terms of the lawyer. So at present, if you will look at the lawyers who are practicing or the top-notch lawyers, everybody is a 3-year LLB.
Yeah.
Now 5-year LLB has started doing it. I don't undermine 5-year LLB though, because I believe that there is a lot of spark and intellectual people. And that is what I say, that's the reason you will see that in when the 5-year LLB, all entrance scores and intelligent people are going into the 5-year LLB program, right? Why? That is the reason, because they are cracking the entrance examinations and moving. So I believe both of them are fine, but BA Legal Studies gives you that kind of a grounding for legal studies, rather than, normally if you go for a BSc or you go for a BCom, probably that will help you, but not exactly as BA Legal Studies.
I can completely connect this, Dr. Vijay. because when you have a foundation for 3 years plus building 3 years of LLB program, that becomes an additional strength for student to perform very well across the industry. I'm
Yeah.
sure that the 1 year is normally an experience a student will gain in connecting across the disciplinary, will give much more strong foundation for them to be very successful in the profession. So that is the way I could look from your inferences and the way you shared about this program as well.
Yeah,
So
true.
I have a quick one more question. Students want to know about the international pathway after BA Legal Studies.
Okay. So after BA Legal Studies, you, as I said, you can go for any masters, except the law master. For law master, you have to do a LLB. Then only you can do a law master. But rest of the masters are available to you. If you are talking about UPS specifically, we have got a number of collaborations with universities abroad. And there are progression agreements which we are entered into with the universities. And you can go for a global MBA. You can go for other master's program, either it is MA Liberal Arts, or you talk about anything which is after, which is their minimum qualification is graduation. This particular thing will be considered as graduation for moving for a master's program. So I believe that are the opportunities available for you when you are talking about the global scene.
Okay, okay. Thanks, Dr. Vijay. And I think it's been a fabulous discussion with you. I'm sure the students and parents would got so much of their doubts cleared today. And I must admit there have been a lot of learning today for me while we are in the conversation about explaining the program and the insights, the benefit. I'm sure that the parents and students here would have a tremendous amount of takeaway from this session, because at the end of the day, wherever we could contribute and adding to the existing knowledge, that's going to be a greater part which we can deliver today. And I'm sure that UPS BA Legal Studies is an ideal program for a person who want to spend a strong foundation in the field of law. And I couldn't agree to the more the way you explained about the program, its structure, etc. So thanks, Dr. Vijay, for your wonderful time. And before we close, I want your closing note on the session. What should people take away as a closing note for students and parents?
Okay, thank you, Senthil. As a closing note, I don't like giving closing note. I like giving opening notes, because closing note, I become a bit, sad, because I have to leave people whom I am speaking to, and I'm fond of speaking before people. I can only say, that best of luck and best wishes. I know that this is the time wherein there's a lot of anxiety at the time of admission. Choose your path very carefully. Look at, and as I said before, ask the question for yourself that where you want to go, and decide for yourself the best course and the best institution, and join that. And I'm sure best wishes are with you, and definitely you all will be excelling in your respective field, whichever you choose. Thank you. Best wishes.
Thanks, Vijay. And I would like to pick up the last line which you said. Choosing a program is very important rather than the campus, because most of the time we tend to do that mistake on choosing a campus first, then a program. And here today, the key learning from your discussion today was choose a program first, then choose the campus next. So thanks for bringing that insight. I'm sure that parents and students had a great takeaway today. Thank you everyone for sparing your Saturday evening again. And I'm sure this is going to be a great learning. We are definitely looking forward to meet you all in the campus to give the holistic experience in School of Law through BA Legal Studies program. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All the best to everyone. And thank you, Senthil, for conducting this. Thank you.